Hi, and welcome to Stamping with Linda, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today, I want to show you my favorite new accessory in the spring Stampin' Up! Catalog. This is 5/8 flower trim. It is 5/8 inches wide. You get 2 yards of it. It comes in vanilla and it runs $6.95. It is one of the items that is in the catalog for under 10. And what I am doing is I'm just cutting off one of those little flowers. Next, what I have done is taken one of our spritzers. I filled it about 3/4 full of rubbing alcohol. You want to use at least an 80% alcohol. I used 3 to 4 drops of the rich raspberry re-inker and the shimmer paint in the champagne mist. I've just got a paper towel here in my tray, and I'm just going to spritz that flower. And I'm going to set that aside and let it dry while I make this card. What I'm going to be using is the Faux Patina Technique. I shared this with you several months ago, but I need to revisit that technique. I'm going to be using is my embossing folder, crumb cake, and my brayer. I'm going to ink up my brayer. When you're inking a brayer, you should roll and lift, so that you get ink all the way around that roller in nice, even amounts. I'm going to then brayer the side of my embossing folder that has the Stampin' Up! On it. That is the area that is going to be raised up. I'm then going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This measures 3 3¾ by 4 1/4. I'm going to lay that on my folder. I'm going to bring in my Big Shot, run that through my Big Shot using tab 1 on my platform and my 2 cutting mats. And I'm going to then get an opaque look with that crumb cake. What it's done is inked the background of that piece. But now I want to add color, so I'm going to go in and use first my Pretty in Pink and then my rich raspberry. I'm going to be using my sponge daubers, and I'm just going to add some color, just lightly. I don't want to color the whole image. I want to leave some of that white showing through. And once I've got the Pretty in Pink layered on, again leaving some of the white, I'm going to go in and get some rich raspberry and add that. Like I said, I've done this video before with the Faux Patina Technique, but I just can't get enough of this. I really like the look of the folder when it's done with different colors. Faux Patina was designed to give you a metal, the aged metal look, but when you play with different colors, you get a different look. So I've got that. I could then add some Versamark and emboss, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Champagne Mist shimmer paint. This is what I had put in my spritzer bottle with my re-inker. I shake that up, and I've got some in my cap. I've got another dauber, so I'm just going to add that shimmer paint. I'm going to rub that around. I'm going to give that a second to dry. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is get my small piece of Pretty in Pink. I'm going to take my flower stamp. This stamp is from the Secret Garden stamp set. This is the stamp set that I am featuring with my Stamps in the Mail. You will also, with the stamps in the mail, be getting the framettes as part of your product bundle. I'm going to go back in to my Big Shot. This time I need to use tab 2. Going to place a piece of Designer Series paper. This is the Lucky Limeade, which is an in color that will be going out in June. And I'm going to line my framettes up with my flower, like so, and run that through the Big Shot. So nice to have the framettes matching our stamp sets now. We can get so many more designs. I've got my pieces there. Next, I'm going to go back into that piece that I did the faux patina. I'm now going to take my personal trimmer, and I am going to take the 3 3/4 inch, put it up at the top, and I'm going to cut 3 strips 1 1/4 inch. You notice on my personal cutter I have wrote cut and score on my blades so that I hopefully will remember which blade is for which. I'm going to set those aside. Next, I'm going to go in with a rich raspberry piece of cardstock. This is 4 inches by 4 3/4. I'm going to take my snail. I'm going to add a little bit more snail since it has been embossed. I'm going to put my 2 outside edge pieces on first. Helps me with my spacing. And then add this in the center, like so. Try to get it straight. Next, I'm going to go in and use a piece of Pretty in Pink. This is 5.5 by 8.5. I am going to use the stamp set Amazing Family. This is also in the spring catalog. I'm going to use the rich raspberry ink. Love the new foam ink pads by Stampin' Up, but I do have to watch that I don't pound too hard on them. So I've got my friend. Going to add that to the front of my card. And now I'm going to build my flower. I'm just going to take that leaf and I'm going to cut 2 of the leaves off. I'm going to take a stamp dimensional and add that to my flower. But first I'm going to take my flower and I'm going to break the fibers off with my bone folder. This just makes your flower look more real, kind of curving it up. It's going to add that dimension to the back, like so. I'm going to take my glue dots. Slip part of the flowers up that way, and then I'm just going to recut into that stem to get rid of that little piece of stem. Place another glue dot. Put that underneath. Now I'm going to go back to that flower that I sprayed. I'm going to use a dimensional on that. With the rubbing alcohol, the flower dries pretty quick, but still this may be a little damp, so it may take a second more to dry. But there you have it, a real pretty card. These flower trim ribbon stack is just such a nice accent for any card. Hope you enjoyed today's project, and you join me again real soon.